Steel in our veins, hearts in the fire. Different roads, but the same desire. From the gutter to the crown we stand. No borders, no names, just blood in hand. We rise at night when the sirens sing. Built on trust, not a diamond ring. Family forge where the shadows run. If you're here right now, yeah, you're one of us. No matter where you're from, no matter who you are, if you stand with honor, you're a hooligan at heart. Blood of a hooligan. Side by side we stand. Honor in the fire. Family, not a brand. Blood of a hooligan. Hear the battle drum. If you're riding with us, then you're one of us. Drop shin. Hooligan. One family. One blood. One blade. Jeff Mac live, mic lit, truth on blast. Breaking through the noise, never living in the past. Chad moving fast like a street parade. Every voice counts, every bone gets made. Klaus the cat on the right hand side. Silent eyes, but the fiercest pride. Spreading love like a signal flare. If you feel that pulse, you belong right here. From the comments to the call, from the streams to the night. If you stand for each other, then you're doing it right. Blood of a hooligan. Side by side we stand. Honor in the fire. Family, not a brand. Blood of a hooligan. Hear the battle drum. If you're riding with us, then you're
What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. I love this song. It's been stuck in my head for 4 days. For 4 days. I love it. Either way, we're going to be starting off with this first video here titled Court Filings Show Swalwell Isn't a California Resident. Now, apparently this person was lying to everybody saying he was going to run for Governor of California. He can't do that, though. He's a liar. Then we got a video. It's titled Supreme Court Hears Arguments in Case That Could Reshape Gun Rights. Now, I had to look this up because all the videos are very confusing about it, but it has to do with being able to conceal carry a firearm on private property that has access to the public. So like if you were trying to take a gun, like, you know, conceal carry a firearm and then go into a gas station, apparently in Hawaii, you have to have permission from the owner. And I guess there's other states that are like that. But if SCOTUS rules on this, it could change all of that. Then we got a video. It's titled Trump Faces Off Against European Leaders as Greenland Tensions Mount. This is just a little update on what's going on with Greenland. Of course, we covered President Trump earlier for the White House press briefing. No Caroline Leavitt needed. So we got some updates then. What's up, Klaus Daniels? You clock in? Tired of fixing your clock, booty? Well, just get an attitude with me. You sit your butt down. Anyways, then we got a video. It's titled DOJ subpoenas Tim Walz, Jacob Frey, and other Minnesota officials. I doubt anything will happen, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Then we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today was provided by Colty, and it's titled Enjoy Life. Then getting back into the news, we got a video. It's titled Maine Governor Addresses Rumors of Upcoming ICE Operations. I don't know why they worded it like that. ICE is in Maine right now. Then we got a video. It's titled Search Underway for Suspect After Judge and His Wife Were Shot. It's a kind of interesting story because they both got shot, but they have no idea who shot them. They don't even know if it was more than one person that shot them. It's very weird. Then we got a video titled ICE Pulls Ban from Home at Gunpoint in Frigid Weather without a warrant. Now, they don't actually say much about whether or not they had a warrant, but they did pull this 55-year-old man out of his house in his unders, and they did do it at gunpoint. Now, they don't show that in this video because I can't show guns on YouTube and Twitch while we're live. It's against the community guidelines. But either way, we got that video. And then for the last little bit of the news, it is lefties losing it. And today it's titled, Jennifer Welch and Male Karen Jim Acosta, or Costa, however you say his name, call for Trump and Musk's arrest. Of course, Rita's back. Then we're going to be getting into the fun stuff. We're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And we got our two funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Tiger Jaw, and it's titled, It's a Serious Condition. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Who Through. And that one's titled, It's Like a Fever Dream. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see how you hooligans are doing today. And what is up, everyone, over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Obnoxious Scott? What's up, Russell? What's up, 10 Man? What's up, Zero? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Salty Ragu? What's up, Hair Juicer? And what's up, Ghostly? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone, over on Rumble? Major, you were first today. Happy freedom to you, Major, and I appreciate you racing in the chat. What's up, Wrench? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Too Old to Care? What's up, Elder Zoomer? Happy freedom to you. Zero, you're omnipresent. I appreciate you. What's up, Jagula? Happy freedom to you. Let me see, scrolling through here. What's up, Mr. Satan? What's up, Free Thinking Texan? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Scrolling. What's up, Colty? Happy freedom. What's up, Metal? Happy freedom to you. Appreciate you being with us. Thank you so much, Colty, for the $5 to the Rumble wallet. I appreciate you, Colty. Thank you so much for the support. You're badass. What's up, Watchman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Butterfly? Happy freedom to you. Make sure we get everybody. What's up, Roy? Happy freedom. What's up, Fresca Bean? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Ramsey? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Puffin Stuff? Happy freedom to you. You hooligans are welcome to hit that like button. See if you can get us right back on the front page. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. And what is up, everyone over on the Goof Tube? Booze of Flames, I think you were first today. Happy freedom to you. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Joe? Happy freedom. Hair Juicer, you're omnipresent. I appreciate you. What's up, Daniel? Happy freedom. What's up, Happy Canadian? Happy freedom to you. Salty Ragu, you are omnipresent. This isn't Oprah. Well, it's not Saturday. I'll just keep it to myself. Happy freedom to you. What's up, Parabellum? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on X? Happy freedom. Let's go ahead and get into things. Like I said, we're going to be starting this first one. Court filings show how Swalwell isn't a California resident, but he was telling everybody he was going to run for governor of California. And you can't do that. He's a liar. He's a crook. Nothing new for the Democrats. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get into this.
I came here tonight, Jimmy, to tell you and your audience that I'm running to be the next governor of California.
That was California Congressman Eric Swalwell on Jimmy Kimmel a few months ago, announcing his run for governor of California. But court filings show that things may not go as planned. According to these filings, Swalwell listed a Sacramento, California address that is allegedly his attorney's office. According to the documents, Swalwell's real home is a 6-bedroom mansion in D.C. According to the California Constitution, you have to be a resident of the state for 5 years in order to be eligible for a gubernatorial run. Foldy, if it weren't for, California.
All right, so he's a liar. That's what Dems do, though. We're going to get right into this next video. This next one, Supreme Court hears arguments in case that could reshape gun rights. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Now, like I said, this is a little confusing. Or it's not that it's confusing, it's vague the way they talk about it. But I went and got the details, and we're going to discuss it after we get through the video. Let's get into this.
Well, the Supreme Court heard arguments today in a case that could reshape gun rights in America. It challenges a Hawaii law that bars people from carrying firearms onto private property that's open to the public unless they have the owner's permission. That law applies to places like stores, shopping malls, bars, restaurants, and private beaches. The challengers allege the law and similar laws in other states, including New Jersey, violated 2022 High Court ruling that establishes the right to bear arms outside of the home. Hawaii says the law is compliant with the ruling and does not violate the Second Amendment.
Okay, so like I said, short and vague, kind of like fake and gay. It's similar. Either way, we're going to read through that in just a moment. Next up, we have Trump faces off against European leaders as Greenland tensions mount. President Trump is determined to get Greenland. But before we get into that, we're going to hop in the chat. Once again, the first video talking about Swalwell pretending to run for governor of California, but he's actually a resident of D.C. He'd have to live in California for 5 years in order to be eligible. They say the address he provided was actually his attorney's. How is that not fraud? I don't understand that. How is that not fraud? Because I think if me and you were to try and do that, right, we file documentation to run for an elected office and we lie on that documentation, I think we'd be in trouble. I think we would be in trouble. For Swalwell, you just laugh it off. It's just funny. Anyways, and then the second video there, SCOTUS hearing a case about Hawaii law that prohibits people from carrying firearms on private property that's open to the public, like stores and restaurants. And then I had to go look it up because I want more info. They're saying that it would flip the default presumption in favor of gun owners, meaning that concealed carry would be allowed on private property open to the public, like stores and restaurants and malls, unless the owner explicitly prohibits it. And then it says it would invalidate similar laws in California, Maryland, New Jersey, and New York, which have comparable default ban policies. It would require businesses nationwide to post no gun signs to maintain a gun-free premises or risk being considered open to armed patrons. Yeah, patrons. And then it would also reinforce the Bruen decision in 2022, limiting states' ability to create gun-free zones that effectively nullify the right to carry for self-defense in public. And so this would actually be a good thing. It doesn't sound very good the way they said it in the video, but apparently this would be a good thing. Now, I don't know if you guys live in Michigan or not, but if you do, if you walk into a Meijer's got a big ass sign with a pistol with a red circle and a line through it because they do not want you to be able to defend your life while you're inside Meijer. So that's a thing. As far as I know, Walmart doesn't have that. It's in their policy to not let you conceal carry, but as far as I know, they don't have it posted. Just random thoughts rolling around my head. Anyways, like I said, next up, President Trump faces off against European leaders as Greenland tensions are mounting. Like Brokeback Mountain. Anyways, it's coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about those first two videos. What's up, Hair Juicer? What are you doing? You going back to first shift? Badass. Do you like first shift? I liked first shift when I was working in the factory. They stick everybody with second shift, and second shift sucks. Zero, Constitution says shall not be infringed, overrules all. Yeah, it should be that way, but unfortunately they don't respect our rights like that. Guess I'm expecting an ice storm this weekend here. Illegals are panicking. You're expecting an ice storm? I don't know what to say about that. I've been living in this winter wasteland for a long time. It's been snowing every day for what feels like forever. Yesterday it got down to 6 and it said it felt like negative 12 outside. I don't know what to say about the ice storm. You better stay warm, stay safe. Guess I know you guys don't got winter coats or ways to scrape your windshields and shit. You got to use the cat. That's the best advice I can give you is use the cat. Go say I worked at Walmart. You can carry in Walmart. I had to sell ammo to people who were open carrying unless they changed it. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're right. I had a friend that worked at Walmart, but it was after they stopped selling pistol ammo and all that stuff, because now I don't think they sell pistol ammo anymore. They did something weird with the gun section. They said it was like frowned upon, but maybe it's not against their policy. It's just what I was told. Happy freedom to you, guess I'm. What's up, Shane? Happy freedom. Too old to care, credit card ice scraper in a pinch. I've never thought about doing that. If I went outside and had to scrape my windshield, especially now, with the way it's cold outside, I can't even use an ice scraper to get the ice off the windows. If I had to use a credit card, I'd just have to take the day off. What's up, Dutton? Happy freedom. Kevin, nobody voted for Walmart. Their store policy only applies to their employees, not the general public. I don't know. I know a lot of people who can conceal carry in there, but it's dumb the way they dictate this law, because the whole point of concealed carrying is to protect yourself. Like, to have an opportunity to save your life if anybody's ever using lethal force against you. So it's like, anytime you're not allowed to carry, it's like they want you to have your life in danger. You know, they don't want you to be in a position to defend yourself, because criminals don't get concealed carry permits. Criminals don't respect the law. So they're only talking to law-abiding citizens, you know. So I don't know. The whole situation is stupid. I think it should be illegal to have gun-free zones. Metal, you should learn how to make drop biscuits. I don't know what that is. I made cornbread yesterday. It turned out fantastic. What's up, Danon? Happy freedom to you. What's up, MU? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Noman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Low Ender? What's up, Guess Who? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Guess who in Wisconsin defroster drunk guys who whip it out and give the windows a de-icing? I would be so upset if somebody peed on my Subaru. I'd be like, what are we now? Are we dating? Like, what is this? Low Ender, I hate weather where you have to dig through 8 inches of Carhartt to get to 2 inches of wiener to pee. That's what it's like here. The snowbanks are taller than buildings and stuff. It's just out of control. What's up, Johan? Happy freedom to you. What's up, TK? Happy freedom to you. What's up, I Like Salt? Happy freedom. It's nice being retired. Lets me enjoy your show. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. What's up, Hate Me? Happy freedom. I think we got everybody. Tin Man, I did say dictate. I did. Sometimes you gotta dictate. Anyways, moving forward here, like I said, this next video, Trump faces off against European leaders as Greenland tensions mount. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this pulled up. Greenland doesn't like that President Trump is eyeballing them. Actually, it kind of seems like everybody else is mad about it more than Greenland is. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get into this.
And now to rising tensions in Greenland. President Trump recently shared screenshots of private messages from world leaders as he forcefully reiterated his desire to control that Arctic island.
The president is expected to meet his global counterparts in Davos, Switzerland this week at the World Economic Forum, where Trump's Greenland threats have already cast a long shadow. Here's Michael Yoshida.
President Donald Trump continuing his pressure campaign for the United States to take control of Greenland. In a slew of late-night social media posts, the president sharing 2 AI-generated photos, including one showing him planting an American flag on the island.
Look, we have to have it, because the boat went there 500 years ago and then left. That doesn't give you title to property.
Trump also exposing private messages with world leaders, one purportedly from the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, and another from French President Emmanuel Macron, who wrote, quote, "I do not understand what you are doing on Greenland." A source close to Macron confirmed the screenshot is authentic. Macron speaking Tuesday at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland.
Competition from the United States of America through trade agreements that undermine our export interests, demand maximum concession, concessions and openly aim to weaken and subordinate Europe.
Leaders expressing strong support for Greenland and Denmark. And with one leader calling Trump's threat of new tariffs over Greenland a mistake between allies.
Plunging us into a downward spiral would only aid the very adversaries we are both so committed to keeping out of the strategic landscape.
All eyes will remain on Davos this week as Trump visits the conference Wednesday, set to deliver a special address and expected to attend a meeting about Greenland. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida.
All right. Well, I wonder how long they're going to resist before President Trump gets Greenland. It seems inevitable. I don't know what they could do to get President Trump to say no. He doesn't really take no as an answer. Either way, next up we got DOJ subpoenas Tim Walz, Jacob Frey, and other Minnesota officials because they believe they were participating in obstructing and impeding federal law enforcement. So they got 5 of them. I think it's Tim Walz and 5 others maybe. I think that's what it is. But either way, they're all being indicted or whatever. They're getting subpoenas to appear in court. I don't think it's going to be anything though. If it was us, then we'd be facing all kinds of trouble and shit. We'd be arrested. We wouldn't get a little letter in the mail. We would just be fucking arrested. But these guys are getting their special treatment. It just looks like they're going to be held accountable, but I highly doubt they're actually going to be. Anyways, before we get into that, we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about President Trump eyeballing Greenland and everybody else being a little uneasy about it. Guess Alina Habba Habba will be performing at the Hooligan Picnic. We'll see. We'll see. Gotta send her the invite. Guess I'm US funded, 70% of NATO. Fuck NATO. Yeah. Well, and I think that's what President Trump was saying during the press briefing earlier. He was like, we always come and stick up for NATO. Is NATO going to show up and stick up for us? I'm like, probably not. There's only one America. What's up, Rappy? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Uncle Cracker? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Pro Gun? Happy freedom. Pro Gun, first order of business when we acquire Greenland is to change the name to Trumpland. Yeah, I'm waiting for lefties to start losing their marbles over President Trump claiming that he wanted to rename the Gulf of America as the Gulf of Trump. And then he had to literally say during the press briefing, he was like, that was a joke. I was just joking. I didn't really say that. It's like, he gets so much shit, he can't even joke. Can't even, just be sarcastic for a moment. Because all that blowback, I used to think it was just nonsense. That he would just say that stuff for fun. But having to go and look for news, there's a lot of news we pass up because it's just not true. It's just simply not true. You guys are pointing out that somebody had a black eye in the video. I missed it. Pro-gun libtards have no sense of humor, no sense period. Yeah, you're right. Total care, tired of winners winning. Mm-hmm. What's up, Starn? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Tim Mack? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Kicking Wing? Happy freedom to you. Alright, hooligans. We're going to move forward here. Like I said, in this next one, DOJ subpoenas Tim Walz, Jacob Frey, and other Minnesota officials. They need to come explain themselves about impeding federal agents. They're going to go there and say they didn't do it. And then they're going to get threatened. But then there's not going to be any accountability. At least that's what I assume. I'd love to be shocked. I'd love to be wrong. Maybe I will be. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get into this.
Also want to share this. We are also following some breaking news. This is from the Associated Press stating that the Justice Department has subpoenaed Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and 5 other Minnesota officials in immigration enforcement obstruction investigation. I wanted to share this live look with you of Minneapolis and share a little bit more on this breaking news as we continue to follow it. Federal prosecutors have served 6 grand jury subpoenas to Minnesota officials as part of an investigation into whether they obstructed or impeded federal law enforcement during an immigration operation in Minneapolis, St. Paul, that area. That's according to a person familiar with this matter. The subpoenas, which seek records, were sent to the offices of Governor Tim Walz, Attorney General Keith Ellison, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, St. Paul Mayor Herr, and officials in Ramsey and Hennepin counties. Now, that person who spoke to the Associated Press was not authorized to publicly discuss the ongoing investigation and spoke to the AP on the condition of anonymity. The subpoenas are related to an investigation into whether Minnesota officials obstructed federal immigration enforcement through public statements they made. That's according to 2 people familiar with that matter. They said then it was focused on the potential violation of a conspiracy statute. Walz and Frey, both Democrats, have called the probe a bullying tactic meant to quell political opposition. And this is the reaction from Mayor Jacob Frey, saying, in Minneapolis, we won't be afraid. We know the difference between right and wrong. And as mayor, I'll continue to do the job I was elected to do, keeping our community safe and standing up for our values. We're also getting reaction from Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. This is the lengthy statement that he shared saying, Mr. President, Minnesota invites you to see our values in action. Come see how communities from all walks of life are working together and how the spirit of this state refuses to be defined by division or fear. I invite you to join me and others in our community to help restore calm and order and reaffirm that true public safety comes from shared purpose, trust, and respect. But let me be absolutely clear. The state of Minnesota will not be drawn into political theater. This Justice Department investigation, sparked by calls for accountability in the face of violence, chaos, and the killing of Renee Good, does not seek justice. It is a partisan distraction. Minnesotans are more concerned with safety and peace rather than the baseless legal tactics aimed at intimidating public servants standing shoulder to shoulder with their community.
Okay, well, we'll see if this is actually accountability or does it just look like it. Sure, we'll have a follow-up on that. Next up, we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Like I said, today was provided by Colty and it's titled Enjoy Life. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about that last video. Once again, they're saying that the DOJ has subpoenaed Tim Walz, Minnesota's Attorney General, Minneapolis Mayor, St. Paul's Mayor, for obstructing or impeding federal law enforcement. They believe that they obstructed through speeches that they made. But it makes me wonder, do they have immunity for working in their official capacity? Because then that would give them immunity while they're giving their speeches, right? Because they're technically at work. Or is that only for people on Capitol Hill that have that kind of immunity? Either way, we're going to read through the chat really quick. Tell me, I wish they'd throw Tim Walz under the bus. Yeah. They need to figure out if he actually was a part of the fraud or not. That's what they need to be worrying about. He looks like it, the way he was been sweating and all of that, kind of frantic for the last week or two. Ghostly, nothing will come of it. Charge them or no balls. Yeah, you're right. You guys are saying that President Macaroni had a black eye? He had big sunglasses on? I'm sitting here reading the comments from the last videos we covered. I can't remember what his alien wife's name is. Bridget, right? Bridget was throwing them hands, slapping them around on the plane a little bit. He likes that stuff. He's probably a weirdo. He probably dresses up like a dog and has her store him in a kennel and stuff. God only knows. Uncle Cracker Macron shot his eye out. He was playing with that BB gun. I can't read that out loud. I'm gonna end up getting sued like Candace Owens. They were sword fighting. Yep, caught him right in the eyeball. Goes, we all know his wife beats him. Yeah, you can tell. She goes to itch her nose and he's like, oh shit, he's dodging and stuff. Not surprised. You like that, guess, Sam? We're gonna have to bring videos into the voice chat. Oh, Snooks, I'll check it really quick. It's in the general chat. Scrolling down the long list of conversations I need to respond to. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. His wife should aim better, I guess. It's rough. Right in the eye. That's hella pink eye right there. I've never seen it that bad. Blew a blood vessel in his eye. The only time I've looked like that, I was throwing up so hard that I blew a blood vessel in my eye. I've never been slapped around by a woman that left marks like that. Not that bad. Tin Man, he's trying to look cool. Mm-hmm. Ramsey, until they start arresting people, I'm not believing a damn thing. Until they get appropriate sentences, there is no justice. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Elder Zoomer, for real though, Tim Walz belongs in prison. Yeah, they need to look into that fraud and stuff. I don't know if they're going to get this whole impeding federal agent stuff, but they need to see if he's because there's no way that he didn't know. There's not billions of dollars in fraud that he just was unaware of. Yeah, guess who? He wasn't listening. Bridget had to straighten him out. Straighten him out. That's what happened. Cheeky Chops, you protesting in the chat? Okay, happy freedom to you. I can't. You see this? You know what my dreads look like? It'd just be fingers up front here. I can't grow the dread. I'm too old to have dreads now. Best we could do is dread my butt hair. Anyways, let me see. What's up, Bullseye? Happy freedom to you. They're not authorized to their First Amendment. Well, your First Amendment is limited. You know, you can't like say there's a fire in a theater. You can't tell people you're going to kill them and stuff. You know, there's a limit to it. So they're saying, I think what they're saying, and that's probably what they will use as a defense, is it was free speech. But I think when they're demonizing ICE and they're telling their local people in Minnesota to resist ICE and evade ICE and give them hell and all this stuff, I think that's what is causing the investigation for impeding or obstructing federal officers. Now, I'm sure that Tim Walz and all these people, they're going to say, oh, I was just talking. I didn't tell anybody specifically to go and do the thing, blah, blah, and that's how they're going to get off the hook. But I really doubt that they're facing any kind of real consequences anyway. Like I said, if it was me or you or whatever, they'd arrested us. Everybody would have found out because we would have been arrested. But the elected officials, they get a letter in the mail, they get an interview on TV, they get a bunch of good publicity, and then nothing ever happens to them. Dunn could still get away with the Dreadhawk. I've thought about it. I don't know though. I'd be all dreads in the back. It'd just be A dread mullet, and I can't remember what we were calling it. A drollet. Metal. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences. Yeah. Alright, hooligans, let's move forward here. Like I said, we got our midlife break, and today it was provided by Colty.
Oh my god.
You want to hold on a second here, buddy? Alright. Like I said, this was provided by Colty, and it's titled, Enjoy Life.
This literally could never have gone more perfectly ever in a million years. It's taken 14 years and 800,813 and a half miles exactly. But right now, in this very moment, as I'm literally pulling into my driveway, there it is. Stop! Boobies! Oh my god.
Yes! Yes, worth it. Love that video. Anyways, get back into the news here. This next one is Maine governor addresses rumors of upcoming ICE operations. I don't know why they call it rumors, because they confirm in the video that ICE is in Maine right now. Now, before we pull this up, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to open a browser, go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, screaming goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. And like I've been saying, if we hit 100 hooligans officially over on Rumble, we will stop everything and eat the Scorpion Strike jerky. This is the hottest jerky that Australia has to offer. It's made by the Chili Factory, and we will stop everything and eat the jerky right when we hit 100 hooligans over on Rumble. So go and do the thing. Either way, getting back into the news, like I said, Maine governor addresses rumors of upcoming ICE operations. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Well, people I talked to say families are staying inside. They're scared to be seen as these rumors of possible ICE raids swirl.
They are afraid.
In a city with thousands of Somalis, many are suddenly missing from the streets.
I'm worried because I'm an immigrant, and then we don't know exactly our future right now.
Lewiston Mayor Carl Shaleen is reminding residents that local police do not enforce federal law. But Alice, who runs a local market, says ICE is keeping people away.
We don't have a customer, and then it's very bad for us because I don't know how we're going to pay the bills.
Governor Janet Mills says she's been pushing the federal government for answers to no avail, but her message to them is clear.
If your plan is to come here to be provocative and to undermine the civil rights of Maine residents, do not be confused. Those tactics are not welcome here.
Mills reassured people that if federal agents do come to Maine, the state will prioritize safety and civil rights.
I have directed the Maine State Police to work closely with local law enforcement as necessary.
DHS wouldn't say what they have planned. In a statement to NBC News, they say they do not discuss potential or future operations, but Governor Mills has promised to keep pushing for answers.
Okay. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom. So they're saying the ICE is in Maine, and then they also say there's a lot of Somalians in Maine, which I didn't realize that was a thing. Then the governor of Maine goes out there and says a bunch of dumb shit, and seems like she's another anti-ICE elected official, which is not something we need more of. She'll find out, just like the rest of them. Next up, search underway for suspect after judge and his wife were shot. It's a very weird story because they don't seem to know anything about anything with the situation, but the judge and his wife both got shot. Either way, it's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what your hooligans think about ICE being in Maine. Ghostly, I've been really considering applying for ICE. I've actually been considering applying for ICE too. I mean, I think you still get a $50,000 sign-on bonus, and then you get to be ICE, right? You get to go and be active every day and earn some doll hairs. Plus, then you're looking at like retirement and stuff. There's no other job around here offering retirement. 10-man bitch, it's happening. Yeah, they're figuring it out. Zero. So she was using the illegals too. Go broke, run a legit store. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for these business owners that are like, oh, they keep arresting our employees. Stop hiring illegals. What are you talking? Oh no, they only are allowed to say that because they're not being arrested for tax evasion. That's what they should be. These businesses that they're arresting these illegals at, the owner of these businesses should be subpoenaed to court to explain how it's not tax evasion, because they're paying these employees and stuff, you know, and they're not paying them legitimately. It's all off the books, and so it's very illegal. So I don't know why all they ever get is an interview on TV. They're just, we had to shut down because our employees got arrested because they're illegal. You should be in jail. You should be in jail for that shit. Ghostly. Doubt they would take me. I'm sure they would find something online or be like, see, that's a bit too far. I don't know, Ghostly. They seem like they really want people. They'd probably take you. Sheriff's departments like that too. Like if they really need people, they'll look the other way for certain crimes on your record and all kinds of, I think the military does too. If they really need people, they'll take you. Kevin, I can't come into Canada. Canada doesn't like me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Cass. Colty, would they hire felons? It's been 13 years, and I've been good. I wonder if they'd hire me. They might. Appeal to Evan. Happy freedom to you. Where do I sign up for ICE? Just Google applying for ICE, you know, or a job with ICE. It pops up. It's highly searchable because I looked it up the other day. Ramsey, go for it. I want to see the live stream. Could you imagine live streaming as we're going in? It'd be badass. This is how we get the ICE TV show we've been asking for. Ramsey ICE ads are everywhere. Yeah. Shane, time to take our jobs back. Yeah, I think that's why people don't like when they're talking about the H-1B visas or whatever they're called. The visas that Elon and President Trump and who was it? There was another party, some third party person that was, they were all arguing about these visas that President Trump is praising so much. And I think a lot of people didn't like that because they're like, how is bringing in outsiders to fill jobs America first? How is that helping America? But the last time he spoke about it, he said that we don't have enough talented people to fill those jobs, which I think is really interesting. Colty, all I can think of is a South Park episode with Uncle Jimbo yelling, "They took our jobs." I know. I think of that a lot too when we're covering this stuff. Lowender, I'm too old to apply. They won't take a 58-year-old. They might. Hold on, let me look it up really quick. Come on, give me an answer. thinking real hard. There's no age cap. You have to be at least 21. Previously, you had to be between 21 and 37 or 40 at the most, but because of everything going on, there's no age cap right now. You have to be at least 18. That's it. They're trying to push. They're pushing right now to hire 10,000 new officers. You have to pass a medical and drug screening and a physical fitness test, as well as meet other qualifications. Let me see. Join ICE with a criminal record. It says a criminal conviction is not an automatic bar, but it presents a significant hurdle. Felony convictions are generally disqualifying. That's what it says. Interesting. Now we know. Here's user. Hey chat, spam 1 if I should pepper spray him. Sorry homie, it's for the chat. Yeah, exactly. It's not your lucky day, guy. Mm-hmm. Colty, well, there goes my dreams of having a retirement and a 401k. Well, there's got to be something else out there other than ICE. Because, like, the other thing, like, the downside of it is, say you join ICE or you join the military or any of that kind of stuff. What happens after Trump's not in office anymore? And then what if a Democrat gets in office? And then what if it's like when Biden was in office and people were just standing there getting shit on and you weren't even allowed to arrest anybody? And the, you know, the captains and all the people who give orders were just telling you to stand down and eat shit. It's like, it wouldn't be so fun then, you know. And not that it's going to be fun on its own anyways, but I think about that kind of stuff too when you're signing contracts like that. Zero, I think ICE would appreciate a person that can fight. Probably. I've been told that I could become law enforcement with the way my record is right now. I just got to get through this legal crap that I'm dealing with right now. And I don't really know how that's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen one way or another. I did find out some more information, sort of, not necessarily about the stuff I'm dealing with directly, but there is a chance that we may be able to do stuff kind of preemptively if I could afford an attorney right now, but I can't. So I need to raise funds to hire an attorney, because then maybe we can start fighting things before it even gets started and maybe even make it all go away. So I need to earn some doll hairs. What's up, Magic Moon? Happy freedom to you. Kevin, I can see Jeff and Klaus catching illegals like Crocodile Hunter. Well, the live would be interesting every day. I know that. Colty, valid point. Plus all the hate and evil that comes after you now. Yeah. People find out you're an ICE agent, you're law enforcement or something, and yeah. Especially if you live in a very active area. Like, I'd be okay as long as I could come home, but I think the closest ICE station is in Grand Rapids, which is like 2 hours away from me, which means I'd have to stay in Grand Rapids, which is the second largest city in Michigan, and I'd be in a shithole. It'd be just like the videos we were covering yesterday where they were saying that protesters are going to hotels and they're making noise at night because they found the hotels where ICE agents are staying. So they rile them up, you know, they get all loud at night to prevent the ICE agents from being able to sleep. I don't know why. They're all mad that ICE shot somebody, and then you're going to keep them up all night? It's a good way to get them to accidentally shoot somebody again. Like, I don't know. Shooting themselves in the foot. These protesters are. Zero, if ICE watched even one of your lives, they'd like you for the job? Maybe. It's a nice thought. Thank you so much, Colty, for the donation over on the Rumble wallet. Really appreciate you, Colty. Thank you so much for the support. Ramsey, I don't know if I could sell the Subaru for $50. I don't know. The condition it's in right now, I'd have to give somebody money to sell it. What's up, Tao? Happy Freedom. Links don't make it in the chat, Tao. If you posted a link, it removed it. But I'll look into it. Thank you for the info, Tao. Butterfly, yeah, I've been hanging on to coins and stuff. Cass, it's a nice thought. I don't know. I really believe in justice, and I don't like politics, and that's what prevents me from trying to become an officer or anything like that. Because my buddy works at the sheriff's department, although I haven't talked to him in a little while, but he was begging me to come join the sheriff's department, and that's how I know they would take me with my criminal record and stuff, because they had already looked into it. I just told him I didn't like the politics, because if I find out other officers are doing bad shit, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something. I don't like corruption and shit, and that's how you end up dead. Right there, that's how you end up getting smoked in the middle of the night. You get called to some false 911 call, and actually it's all your co-workers. They got you at the end of a dirt road and shit, and you just get surrounded and smoked. Get tuned up like in Vegas. And I just don't want those problems. Rappy, I can see Jeff as an ICE agent. Maybe one day. Low-ender Klaus Feet Bix. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. Gotta slang them Klaus toes. Try and make some doll hairs. What's up, Slenderbrella? Happy Freedom. How about pot use? Yeah, you gotta be able to pass a drug test. I bet they do a hair follicle test. I bet they don't do a regular drug test. Mike Ingle, happy freedom to you. The spoiled generation won't do the jobs. Yeah. What's up, Mr. Lynn? Happy freedom. What's up, Blizzard? Happy freedom to you. Blizzard, did you come here legally? Nothing to worry about. If you didn't, you're a criminal and need to go. Yep. Yeah, like in that video that we just watched, and they're like, well, the future's uncertain. Well, do you got legal status? Because it'll clear things up. What's up, Shenanigans? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Crazy Nights? Happy freedom to you. I thought it was against the law to hire under the table. It's supposed to be, but these business owners never get held accountable for it. Ten Man just shows you it's a part of the agenda, making loud noises past 10 o'clock. It's against the law, is it not? Yeah, you're right, 10 Man. And they don't shut down the protesters for doing that stuff. Thank you so much, Information Warlord, for the $1 hair over on Rumble. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. It says $1 hair. Thank you. All right, hooligans. Let's move forward here. Like I said, search underway for suspect after judge and his wife were shot.
And his wife at their...
Now, I don't know if they really don't have information or if they're just not sharing the information with us because it's early on in the investigation, but it seems like they don't know anything about the situation. They give you some details later on in the video, but there's not a whole lot of them. Hit that like button and let's get into this.
And his wife at their Lafayette home. News 18's Cody Malin visited the crime scene today as more questions than answers surround the shooting.
Crime scene tape surrounds the home of Tippecanoe County Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife Kim Meyer, the two recovering after being shot at their Lafayette home. The suspected shooter or shooters, they're still on the run. Details surrounding the investigation are slim, but police tell us just after 2 Sunday afternoon, they arrived to find the couple with gunshot injuries. Judge Meyer to his arm, his wife injured at the hip. Crews rushed the couple to an area hospital where they were able to get checked out. Luckily, those injuries, nothing serious. But what is serious? The outpouring of support for the couple. Lafayette Mayor Tony Rosworski writing in part, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire Meyer family. I want to ensure the community that every available resource is being used to apprehend the individual or individuals responsible for this senseless, unacceptable act of violence." State Representative Sheila Klinker is also sharing words of support. In a press release, Representative Klinker says, quote, "I'm saddened by the senseless act of violence that has wounded two pillars of the Lafayette community. Judge Meyer is a longtime friend who has served our area for decades. I am deeply grateful that Steve and his wife Kim are in stable condition, and I'm praying for their recovery." End quote. And we've heard from many of you in the community asking for more answers. How many people were involved? What were they wearing? Is the suspect male or female? We have those very same questions as you, and we're working to learn more. As this investigation remains open, local police have declined on-camera interview requests, but they do say they'll be sharing any vital information as that investigation moves along. In the meantime, judges from across the state have come together to cover Tippecanoe's Superior Court 2. Judge Meyer's term is set to expire at the end of the year. He's served the community as a city councilman and judge for 35 years. In Lafayette, I'm Cody Malin.
We've also learned authorities have a manhunt underway for the person or people responsible for firing those shots. Shell casings were recovered at the scene, located on the front porch of the Myers home. We have a portion of the recording from the dispatcher at the time of the shootings.
There was a knock on the door. Someone advised, "We have your dog," and then a shot came through the door.
The FBI is also helping in the investigation. The Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Department says it was not aware of a threat against Judge Meyer, but security is increased at the courthouse and will remain that way for the foreseeable future. News 18 will continue to provide updates.
Okay. Now, I think if this judge would have had a ring cam, or the people across the street, I assume there was people that lived across the street, if they had a ring cam, it'd make a huge difference. Because they're saying that the judge was shot in the arm, the wife was shot in the hip, both are expected to recover. They say that somebody knocked on the door and then opened fire through the door. So they don't know if there's one shooter or if there's multiple shooters, because they apparently didn't get the door open. And so I don't know if they knocked on the door and then maybe listened to hear footsteps on the other side and then decided to shoot through the door before they opened the door, or how that went. But it's really weird to be this, at this point and then be like, well, we don't know if it was one or more people. That's not good. That's not good, because you could just bust the one guy and the guy doesn't snitch on his buddies, and then you just got the one guy. It doesn't go any farther than that. I don't know. Either way, next up we have ICE pulls man from home at gunpoint in frigid weather without a warrant. Now, like I said, they don't talk a whole lot about the warrant situation, but they did pull a 55-year-old man out of his home at gunpoint in his unders, and then they let him go without charges, but they got reasons why. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about this judge and his wife getting shot. And like I said, they're expected to survive. Ghostly, you must have successfully completed 4 years of education above high school. I only have 2 years, so I don't qualify. Are you talking about for ICE? Interesting. I wonder what they would require. Like, I'm sure it'd be 4 years of something specific, I would think. Zero, we found your dog. Yeah, that's kind of how. What is that? I'm trying to think. There's a movie, I think it's called Strangers, and I think that's how that went. And I think it was based off of a true story where they just went door to door and said that their car broke down or whatever, and then whoever answered the door, they knew they were home, and then they just attacked the house. That's why you don't answer the door. If you don't know who it is, don't answer the door. What's up, Lion and the Lamb? Happy freedom to you. Butterfly, glad they weren't killed. That would have sucked. Yeah. I mean, I bet they could probably go through their sentencings and figure out who it was. I highly doubt this was random, right? It was most likely somebody who got sentenced, or they're connected to somebody who got sentenced by this judge, and they don't like the way it went, and so they did something to the judge. That's what, that was the first thing that popped into my mind. And it could be even less than that. It could be somebody who personally doesn't like him, relatives, old friends, something, along those lines. But I highly doubt it was random. Done. I have a camera with a speaker that I can answer the door with, so I know who's on the other side of the door. Yeah, it's the way to be. That's what I would have if I didn't live in this apartment complex. I can't have it like that because across the hall is another door. And so then I'm monitoring somebody else's apartment, right? And I can't do that. So all I can have is cameras like in the house. And then if I never go outside, I'm safe. Yes. Fresca being hope they find the offenders. Yeah, I do too. What's up, High Plains Drifter? Happy freedom to you. Done. Hang the camera on their wall pointed at your door. No, can't touch anything in the hallway. I don't know if I would even be able to get away with having a camera attached to my door. We're not allowed to have decorations. We're not allowed to have floor mats. I'm trying to think. I think we can tape stuff to our door, but it can't be anything that has weight to it. So like if you had a wreath, right? Like it's Christmas time, you put a wreath together, you can't hang a wreath on your door. It's too big. If it was to fall down or whatever, somebody could fall over it, and then it's all your fault. I don't know. There's a lot of limitations on where I live. I would rather not live here, but got to get through the legal stuff first before I can make other decisions. Ten man, shit, don't answer the door until they bust it down if they want you bad enough. Yeah, 10 man. That's what I'm saying. You got strangers knocking on the door. Door's not getting answered. Klaus might answer the door. Maybe. He's too busy taking feet pics. Gotta pay these bills. Oh, I appreciate you, John. Thank you for being with us. Teddy gonna cover the Minneapolis stuff? You talking about the protesters standing around smelling bad? Maybe. I had something pulled up. I don't know what I did with it. Stuff hasn't been spicy enough for us to cover it, though. Crazy Nights, if you have a peephole, mount the camera inside the door through the peephole. I've been thinking about that, but when the camera looks through the peephole, it's still monitoring my neighbor across the hall. And I don't think you can have that. I don't think I think beyond policy. I think legal wise, you cannot point a camera at somebody else's front door and have that be all the camera sees. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do that. 10 man, I wouldn't live there. I don't have a choice. I do not have a choice. There's nowhere to live here. Alright, hooligans, moving forward here. Like I said, ICE pulls a man from his home at gunpoint in frigid weather without a warrant. The warrant thing kind of, I don't know, sounds weird to me because they do have reasons why they did it, but there's not a whole lot of talk about the warrant itself. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick about our friend Larry. Larry could really use your guys' help. Larry's been in and out of the hospital quite a bit recently. He's now scheduled for a kidney transplant, which is good news. But he's had a lot going on, so I put together a page for him over on the website. It's got his story, his details, links, and all kinds of stuff. He even put together a GoFundMe. If there's any way you can help our friend Larry, please go check out his page over on the website. Let's get this video pulled up. Like I said, ICE pulls a man from his home at gunpoint in frigid weather without a warrant. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Let's get into this.
In Minneapolis, civil unrest continues with no signs of de-escalation. Lawmakers are hoping a federal judge will put an end to the influx of federal agents in Minneapolis. ABC's Ashan Sin has more.
The Trump administration doubling down on immigration operations in Minnesota, filing new court papers, urging a federal judge to reject Minnesota's request to block what the state calls an unlawful surge of federal immigration agents. Justice Department attorneys arguing granting the request would be an unprecedented act of judicial overreach and warning it could interfere with federal immigration enforcement. The DOJ says Operation Metro Surge has already resulted in more than 3,000 arrests in Minneapolis, claiming there are approximately 66,000 people statewide who may be subject to enforcement, including individuals with violent criminal convictions. All of this unfolding as tensions continue to rise on the ground. This man, 56-year-old Chong-Lee Scott Tao, says ICE agents pulled him from his home at gunpoint in his underwear during sub-freezing temperatures, terrifying his 5-year-old grandson before releasing him without charges an hour later.
Sunday they break in, they just came to the room and knocking the doors. I just said, okay, just open the door, see what they want. And then Sunday there's a gun pointed at us.
DHS says he's a U.S. citizen who lived with 2 suspected sex offenders. His family disputes that claim, saying he lives with only relatives and does not know the individuals ICE was seeking. All this unfolding as ICE confirms an immigrant died recently in federal custody at a facility in Texas. In a statement, ICE saying 36-year-old Victor Manuel Diaz from Nicaragua died January 14th, saying he died of presumed suicide, though the official cause of death is under investigation. Ashin Singh, ABC News, New York.
Okay. In that story they talked about at the end, we already covered that, about the illegal dying inside the detention center. And they were saying he was trying to smoke himself, but then agents prevented him from doing it. But then the medical examiner claimed that the detainee died from asphyxia, saying compression to the chest and the throat. And so now they're trying to determine if an agent inside the detention center smoked that inmate or not. Or I guess not an inmate, he's a detainee. But either way, like I said, we already covered that. In this, they're saying that ICE pulled a 55-year-old man from his home at gunpoint in his unders, and then he was released without charges. Now, I watched a couple videos. They did go into his house at gunpoint. In this video, they just show him with the pepper ball guns, you know, the paintball guns, they got pepper balls in them. But in other videos, they are holding ARs and stuff like that when they go into the house. They basically raided the house. And I can't show that because YouTube and Twitch is watching. I can't show that kind of stuff on the live. You can't show people holding firearms on the live for, like I said, YouTube and Twitch. It's part of their community guidelines. And so that's why we landed on that video. But either way, they're saying the DHS says that he is a U.S. citizen, but he supposedly lived with 2 other sex offenders. His family disputes those claims. They believe that there's more than 66,000 people that ICE is looking for inside of Minnesota. Next up, we got the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff. And like I said, it is lefties losing it. Today it's titled, Jennifer Welch and male Karen Jim Acosta call for Trump and Musk's arrest. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about ICE in Minnesota stripping this guy from his house. Guess he was in his unders with his grandson. See, that's what I'm saying, guess and that's weird on its own. And then they claimed that he was living in a house with 2 other sex offenders. And it's like, wait a minute, but why was the grandson there? Like, what is that about? Ghostly ICE doesn't need a warrant. See, and they didn't even really talk a whole lot about that in the video, but they made sure to put it in the title. It's a plastic whack. Happy freedom. Shane, if I seen ICE outside, I'd be outside cheering them on like our troops. Yeah, Shane, I wouldn't worry about it. If ICE was, operating in the area, I wouldn't worry about it. At most, they're going to ask me for an ID, right? Thank you so much, Ranch, for gifting a sub over on Rumble. You're a badass, Ranch. Thank you. How many hooligans are we at? What does that number say? 67. We're getting there. Almost at 100. I'm going to be eating this damn jerky soon. Face melting jerky. That'll make the live very interesting. Survival mode. What's up, Meta? Happy freedom. Tao. It's not in the chat. We're talking about members over on Rumble. Thanks so much, Ramsey, for the Bitcoin over on Rumble. You're a badass, Ramsey. Thank you so much. It says like, share, and repost, or fuck you, bitch ass, monkeypox spreading, butt munching, blue haired, septum ring, they, them who watches The View. That's right, Ramsey. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Badass. All right, hooligans, let's move forward here. Like I said, we got lefties losing it. And today is a long one since you guys miss Rita so much. Now, before we get this pulled up, what color do you think Rita is wearing today? And don't go cheat. Metal, the fact that he was in his skeevies around his grandson is a little suspicious. Yeah, I think so too. Progun saying red. Dunn saying baby blue. Kevin saying purple. Fresca Bean, maybe you should write Rumble customer support. I could send you the email. What's up, Toasty? Happy freedom to you. Ramsey saying red. You guys think she's gonna wear red? She was wearing red yesterday. How are you, Toasty? Thank you for joining us. Meta saying white today. White. Slenderella saying red. Zero saying purple. Got some yellow with a black thong that says get some on it. Did you gift it to her, get some, or did she get it custom made on her own? Oh, I gotta catch up. Here we go. Appeal to Evan saying blue. Plastic Quack saying white. Metal saying Pooh Nanny pink. That's very specific. Plastic Quack saying white. Rappy saying purple. Meta saying white. I guess YouTube's just dead. That's rough stuff. It happens. Trying to make sure everybody's getting their turn here. Alright. Today she's wearing blue and white. And I know everybody's like, well, that's a special shade of blue. That's great. We'll debate it. Let's get this rolling.
Start with fallen celebrity Ellen DeGeneres, who is such a horror show that she's been variously described by staff and guests as toxic, terrifying, manipulative, demeaning, and the worst and meanest person I've met. Yes, that fake persona, the down-to-earth girl with a sunny disposition, well, that all fell apart when those who worked with Ellen exposed what she was really like behind the scenes, including this terrifying tidbit from a cameraman who alleged that an employee was pressured to move their child's bone marrow transplant to accommodate Ellen's schedule. Yikes. So naturally, we are just desperate to know what lefty Ellen, who fled Trump's America to move to the UK, thinks about ICE and efforts to deport illegal immigrants.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to say I am so sorry for what is happening in Minneapolis and our country, really, but specifically Minneapolis right now, because it's where I shot my last stand-up special, and everybody there couldn't have been more lovely. I shot it there because they say it's the happiest city in America, and I found that to be true. So my thoughts and my prayers are going out to everyone, and I'm proud of everyone who's protesting peacefully, and I am sorry for anyone who has been hurt just for protesting, for doing what you should be doing.
Oh, she's proud of the protesters, is she? The supposedly peaceful protesters who spit on ICE agents, who attack them, try to run them over. And good news, these feral protesters aren't just busying themselves storming churches and attacking law enforcement and trying to help criminals escape deportation. They're devoting a whole day to a walkout. This is a campaign headed by actress Frances Fisher. She's as mad as hell.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore.
On January 20th, we are walking out to free America.
And walking in to remove the regime.
We're walking out of work
walking out of school.
We're walking out of anywhere and everywhere.
Because it's past time that we stop cooperating with fascism.
It all sounds a little bit insurrection-y to me. They want to remove the regime, as they call it. They mean the democratically elected president who won in a landslide.
Congress has the power to remove a tyrant from office. It's not an option. It's their sworn duty.
So at 3 p.m., we'll start walking into local congressional offices to demand impeachment and removal.
We are peacefully demanding that our representatives file their own articles of impeachment
Against Trump and senior Trump officials.
And we are demanding that they force a vote.
Donald Trump has committed tyranny and obstruction of justice.
And turning ICE into a paramilitary force is an act of treason.
On January 20th, we are telling our congressional officials that it is their duty right now to impeach, convict, and remove.
Impeach, convict, and remove.
Impeach, convict, and remove.
Yep, what they're talking about there is a peaceful coup, an insurrection, probably something the FBI should be keeping an eye on. And talking about the FBI, they're going to investigate the storming of a church in Minneapolis by anti-ICE activists who terrorised parishioners, including children. And guess who was there with them? Former CNN hack Don Lemon.
Just imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here, but again, careful, it's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here, but that's what really, careful, please, really slippery, not kidding. That's what protesting is about, and so.
That's what protesting is all about, terrifying young children. You can see kids there being forced to leave the church service. They should be safe in the sanctity of a church. This is your idea of a righteous protest, a terrified child there being comforted by adults. I mean, what sort of an absolute callous clown is Don Lemon? And if you think he's taken any accountability for his part in this activism, you'd be wrong. Apparently, anyone upset must be a white supremacist.
And there's a certain degree of entitlement. I think people who are, in the religious groups like that, it's not the type of Christianity that I practice, but I think that they're entitled, and that entitlement comes from a supremacy, a white supremacy. And they think that this country was built for them, that it is a Christian country, when actually we left England because we wanted religious freedom. It's religious freedom, but only if you're a Christian and only if you're a white male, pretty much. And so, yeah, I absolutely 100%, but it's an intimidation tactic. And, I said, I don't understand how I've become the face of it when I was a journalist. I do understand that I'm the biggest name there.
Where does one start? So if you object to a mob of crazed lunatics storming a church during Sunday service, frightening little kids of all colours, then you're a selfish, entitled white supremacist. That's the story you're running with, Don. And interesting that he chose to speak there to Jennifer Welch, the uniquely awful hard left hater who cheered on those who called for conservatives to be killed, including those who defended the murder of Charlie Kirk. She's so full of bile and hate, and the fact that she has any presence on mainstream media like MSNBC, MS Now, shows you how far the left have fallen. Here she is with male Karen Jim Acosta talking about mass arresting her political opponents, including the likes of Elon Musk and President Trump.
Yes. Blue tsunami means that Congress is going to haul Elon Musk, big balls, and a bunch of other people's ass in front and say, what crimes did you commit? And it's going to get really serious. And the same with Trump, because I believe, and this is just my opinion, that Trump and all of the bottom-feeding morons surrounding him, and Elon Musk and all the bottom-feeding Klingeroners that surround him, I think they commit crimes every day. And I think to reconcile all of this is going to take hardcore, not integrity Democrats. F you Democrats, f you f***ing over our country. We are serious about this. We are prosecuting.
There you go. She wants to round up her political opponents, and to use her words there, she's not interested in integrity Democrats. She wants those who will weaponize the justice system again to attack conservatives. How did that work out the last time, Jen? Now, I've long said a septum ring is a signal to the world, a warning of serious mental health issues. And here's further proof of that theory. This woman, I think, doesn't just need a straitjacket. I think she needs a jail cell.
You can just kill ICE agents. You know that? You can just kill them.
You don't have to hold your phone in their face and ask people when their birthday is and ask people what their name is and then try to find wherever they end up in Los Angeles. You can kill them. This isn't about social media clout anymore. This isn't about video. This isn't about the phone. This is about get a gun and start killing ICE agents. They are deputized corrections officers. Kill them.
Now, while Hollywood continues to alienate half their potential audience by being stupidly woke at every given opportunity, there are those in the entertainment sector bucking the trend. Not many, mind you, but there are programs like the brilliant Landman that mock the left. Here, the program confronts the excesses of the trans movement, including the obsession with pronouns. And Landman also shows the manner in which universities enforce hard left conformity. This program shows who the real bullies are. Let's bring in Sky News contributor Kosha Gator. Kosha.
All right, that's lefties losing their marbles there. Holy, still making woke gay TV. I don't know who watches that stuff. Do the lefties even watch it? Do they consume their own kind of content? It's hard to say. Either way, that is the last little bit of the news. We are going to get into the fun stuff. We're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Tiger Jaw, and it's titled, It's a Serious Condition. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Who Through, and it's titled, It's Like a Fever Dream. It's coming up next, so first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about lefties losing their marbles. Guess her pronouns are nice boobs. I think you're right. I don't know. You're not supposed to, assume their pronouns. Should ask her. Should go ask her. Hey, baby, I'm here to figure out your pronouns. I bet that shit works. Only when you're picking up the wrong kind of people, though. Ghostly. Yeah, but I think that's what they want. That's the whole problem with it. So they want that energy matched. Oh, I appreciate you, Magic Moon. Shane, I'm shocked that I haven't been banned from Arc Raiders yet. That is hilarious. Has people been banned for using the mics? I'm trying to think. I was saying that too, now that I think about it, Shane. I was saying the same thing a couple days ago. I was playing Arc Raiders with my friend. He showed me how to do the thing, so when we played on the live, I'm not absolutely terrible. But I have a hard time encountering other people. I just start shooting at them. You're supposed to give the opportunity to make friends, but I'm already playing with my friends. So when I see other people, I just light them up and they get called names. I didn't know you could be banned for it, though. You guys smoking those actors. Wrench, your emojis aren't working. Which ones? What's up, Glamour? Happy freedom to you. Plasquack, I just started playing Ark on Sunday. We got to play sometime. I don't think I have you on my friends list. I'm trying to think. Plasquack, you're on Discord, right? I have to figure out. I'll figure out a way to get it so we can link up on Arc Raiders. We're gonna be playing on the live sometime soon. Also, the next 10 days or so. Appeal to having you turn off your mic. I should. Shane, well, it started with me saying, good game, you got me, and the dude called you a sissy. Oh, yeah, then, yeah. See, that's why I'm not good at that. I'm not good at making friends. Because it's, I have to genuinely try to be nice to other people on the game. And if I do, and they're, like, shitty to me, they mess it up for everybody. That's the way it goes. Shane, I'm addicted. I kind of feel that way too. You go and like scavenge for all this stuff, especially if you die. You get a whole bunch of stuff that you needed, and then you die before you can ex-vac or whatever. and you just leave everything behind, burns me up. Spend 25 minutes just to get smoked and lose everything. Shane, yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll post in Discord like my gamer tag or something so you guys can add me. Done. I play with the party chat only. I can't talk in game. Use the old gamer words too often. Yeah, done. I understand. Yeah, sounds good, Plastic Quack. Oh, you don't have to get better at it? I am awful at it. So you could just be awful right next to me. It's totally fine. Glamour wants to play. Guess yeah, I was playing with my friends. They paid a good price for it. I got soft hands. You're lucky it ain't Saturday. Kevin, no new games for me. I gotta try and save what little money I got to get this cat his needles and neutered. Yeah, I understand. Ramsey, I don't play games, not worth the money. I can understand that too. I was gifted Arc Raiders, and we played on the live, and it gives us all something to do. Shane, Arc Raiders brought me back to when I got Xbox Live for Halo 2. That's how I learned to swear. Yeah. I remember playing Halo 2 on Xbox Live. Halo 2 makes me mad, though. I get all pissed off. Meta, I got their pronouns hanging. That's right, Meta. Afro Man, what is Landman? I keep seeing everybody saying Landman, but I don't know what that is. What's up, Derek? Happy freedom to you. Cheeky Chop's Biltong Nation. That's right. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Biltong gave me a coupon code. I don't know if Rumblebot had already posted it or not, but I'll tell you guys really quick before we get into the fun stuff here. Biltong is pretty stand up. Let me see. So King Biltong's been hanging out in the chat. I know you guys have seen them. But like I said, they gave me a coupon code. I want you guys to go check out their website over at Biltong USA. Everything is made here in the US. It is fantastic. The Biltong is amazing. But if you go there and you find something you like, you can get 10% off by using code Jeff in all capital letters, Jeff, Jeff with a J. You'll get 10% off your Biltong. So definitely go check it out. It is fantastic. You guys saw me open those 2 packs a couple days ago. I've already consumed one. I'm working on the second one, and Biltong said he might send me some more. So you should definitely go check it out. It's fantastic. It's good stuff. Go do the thing. Either way, let's get into the fun stuff. Let me see. Yes, let's see what we get today from the Advent calendar sent by Tori Wayne. Now we're getting to the end of this. I think we got 3 more, so I'm gonna get everything put together and then I'll be showing it off. But I think next we got some hot sauce. Let me see, 22. So 2 more. What day is it? Tuesday. So Friday we'll be starting a brand new Advent calendar. If you guys want to send me a new Advent calendar so we don't run out, I did add so much stuff to the wish list. There's spicy stuff to eat on the live. There is fun stuff like unfortunate cookies, and then we got more Advent calendars. So if you guys want to keep the fun rolling, go check out the wish list. Today we're on day 22. Wake up, Klaus Daniels. Yeah, wake her up. Why can't I open this? I got this one stuffed. I tore this one up. That's okay. You ain't got thumbs. It'll be fine. Yes. It's a saber-toothed Klaus there. Let me see. What did we get today? Is it the rest of Santa? It might be. God bless me with these wide fingers. Okay, let me see. Yes. We now have everything we need to build the giant Santa. So I will get working on that. And like I said, once I get everything put together, I'm going to show off all these bigger figurines that we're putting together on the live. Thank you so much, Tori Wayne, and I appreciate you. All right, hooligans, let's get into some funny videos, but before we do, I want to remind you really quick, if you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the video description. We have PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee. You can send something to the P.O. Box, or you can even send crypto. Let's get these videos pulled up. This first one was provided by Tiger Jaw. Oh, I remember. Alright, like I said, it was provided by Tiger Jaw, and it's titled, It's a Serious Condition.
Hey, shh. It's okay. It's okay. Take a deep breath. You had a surgery. You've been under anesthesia, but you're okay. We're gonna get you out of here.
What's going on?
Well, you had an event, and we had to operate, but you're gonna be okay.
Why is my rear end killing me?
We had to perform an emergency intracranial rectal removal, and the worst part is, this has been happening a lot. This is the second time you've been in the hospital because your head has been up your ass. I need to ask you something. Are you a Democrat?
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay.
I was in the Union about 20 years ago.
Okay. Oh, slow down. We don't want that head to go back up there. All right? This happens a lot with liberals. Your beliefs and the way you vote affects the way your head relates with your butthole. And it'll just go right up there and block reality.
But we gotta be loyal and no matter what.
Whoa, shush. It'll happen right as I'm sitting here. It's not pleasant to watch. So I want you to take a look at this. That is the Constitution. Now look at it, read it, and that's going to affect the way you see the world. Welcome aboard. I'm also going to write you a prescription for a couple of old Ronald Reagan speeches.
Smoked him. Let's get into our official funny video of the day. Today was provided by Who Through. Alright, like I said, this was provided by Who Through, and it's titled, It's Like a Fever Dream. I don't even know what to say about that. Lowe and Klaus Daniels on the table there. Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. Grab this link really quick. I'm going to drop it in all the chats. We're going to read through. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we're going to be raiding out over on Rumble. That was a whole horse. That dog was like, what the hell is that? What's up, Rhyme Time? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Nephilah? Happy freedom to you. Alright, hooligans. There is the link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7. And we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, the Hooligan AI, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Alright, like I said, we're going to read through really quick. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and we're raiding out over on Rumble. Hey, thank you, Appeal to Heaven. Appreciate you being with us, and God bless. High Plains Drifter, what are you talking about? Melatonin? I've never taken that stuff, I don't think. Shane. Oh, talking about quitting weed? Yeah. Yeah. Culty, can't do the shit no more. Makes me really anxious. I get weird panic attacks. Used to be a pothead really bad when I was in junior high and high school. Yeah, I get panic attacks too. I don't know. I kind of like go back and forth. Because if I go without it, I'm more assertive and more productive, but then I'm really edgy. So if somebody or something kicks me over the edge, I'm all the way like flipping off, you know, like just flipping out of control, and it's not good. But then if I smoke a lot, then I'm not very productive. But I am more creative. I am a lot more creative, so I can build things for the website, shirt designs and whatnot. Everything in moderation. Elder Zoomer, yeah, I think they should legalize it too. What's up, Turbo? Happy freedom to you. Appeal to Evan. Nope, not quitting. Stone now. That's all right, Appeal to Evan. No worries. Shane, alcohol is 50-50 for me. Sometimes I enjoy it. Sometimes it's an instant headache. Yeah, I don't like becoming intoxicated. I just don't. I did when I was younger. I've never had any bad stuff. I'm like a funny, loving kind of person when I drink. I make sure everybody's all good, and if somebody's not good, I'll sit there and babysit them and shit. I've never had anything bad. It's just more or less embarrassing stuff, being like, yeah, we should do that tomorrow. That'd be badass. And then you wake up the next day, you're like, I'm not going to do shit. I'm not answering the phone. I'm not talking to anybody. And I don't like that feeling. So I drink to relax every once in a while, but I don't really like getting intoxicated. Appeal to Evan, when you feel like you need to quit, go outside and scream at the top of your lungs and breathe. It'll help. What's up, Peyton? Happy freedom. What is buzzins? What is that, Peyton? Hey, thank you for being with us, Metal. Enjoy the rest of your day. Much love to you. What's up, Horse Hub? Happy freedom to you. Aw, you blew it. That's too bad, Horse Hub. That sucks. I'm actually a pretty nice guy, and you came in here and got banned. It's too bad. It's too bad. Hey guys, come follow my channel. I couldn't throw the hammer hard enough. Turbo, I might have drank a couple, but half of them are for y'all. Well, we appreciate you, Turbo. Hey, thank you for being with us, Colty. Enjoy the rest of your day. Meta, it's so past Fancy Feast time. I know. Look at him looking at me. You know what time it is, buddy? It's the Fancy Feast time. Look at him yawning because he's tired of my shit. You're a good baby, you know that? Jeez. You coming to talk to the people? You have stuff to say? Well, come on. Come on. We already had Trump at the press briefing. I can give you a little Klaus Daniels here. He's a good baby. He's a big boy. All right, good sir. You sit your bow down. We'll get that Fancy Feast, don't you worry. Gotta make some biscuits real quick. You know when you gotta eat while you're waiting for dinner to get made? That's what he's doing. Derek, you should do a bonus live building Legos. I'm sure it'd be lots of fun. I don't know. I try to do other lives and most people just don't show up. Like even when we play the game, it's like people just want the news. But I'll consider it. Thank you for the suggestion. Peyton. Oh, they're THC sodas? That's awesome. I've heard about that, but I haven't been able to find them anywhere. How much do they cost, Peyton? Magic Moon, handsome cat. Yeah, he's a handsome Klaus. Here, Juicer, you omnipresent. I think everybody's getting ready for this raid. Loom, what is that, Peyton? Is that a website? We don't have any dispensaries here that are called that. Alright, hooligans. It is that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Let's see who we're raiding today. Yesterday, I'm pretty sure we raided Rotella. So let's see who's live today. Toasty's live. Toasty was in the chat. I wonder if Toasty should get the raid today. Let me see. Frag's live. Handy's live. Well, let me see. I assume Toasty just hopped on. No, they've been on. Toasty was in the chat while also being live. It's been a while. We're going to raid Toasty. Like I said, they were in the chat. Why not? Why not share the love? Hit the like button as soon as you land, hooligans. Let's get raiding.
Time, please. It is so close. Holy crap. There's no way they beat us on that. No. The boys had 19 seconds and 39 milliseconds. The girls had 19 seconds.
Thank you for the raid.
And 20.
I wish I had.
Indeed. Thank you for the raid.
I didn't have that specific one, but I got this.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff.
Hi, guys. Thank you for the raid. Happy freedom.
Indeed.
We're watching
Thanks so
this
much.
now, but we're going to go back to maybe
Ice protest.
Man on the street, and then more of the protest. We're watching this. Dude, this guy got some bubble lips, bro. Like, look. He looks so happy, though.
Happy freedom. Indeed.
Happy freedom. Oh, yes. Get the
And
likes
welcome
up,
in.
please. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, welcome in. Much appreciated.
Maybe perhaps we could get to the goal. Let's see. If we hit 50, we cut off YouTube. And if we hit 100, I'll get into a micro bikini top.
Ooh.
Yes.
3 milliseconds. Girls win. Losers. Oh, whatever. You suck.
Fantastic raid, you hooligans. I like how as soon as we got there, there was a bunch of little people on the screen, and the first thing Zero says is, "Where's Got Some?" I love that. Well, we're going to read through really quick, but we are wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow with more Coffee with Hooligans. I got to go outside and walk in the snow, I think. We'll see. I got stuff I need to get. Anyways, reading through. Ghostly, you saw the video? The one that they were playing? I don't know what they were watching. Zero could get in the chat for like 10 minutes. They're being attacked. Rumble is? Peyton THC helps me handle assholes better. Me too, Peyton. Hey, I appreciate you, Dudden. You stay warm and stay safe out there. Thank you, Elder Zoomer. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Shane. Appreciate you being with us. Shane, appreciate you doing the pledge with us. Alright, right, hooligans. It looks like we're good to go. Like I said, we'll be live again tomorrow with more Coffee with Hooligans. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you for helping me cover the news, and thank you for helping me make the news suck a little less. You guys go enjoy the rest of your day. Have fun, get some good food, and be safe. I'm going to try and do the same. And like I said, make your way back to us tomorrow for some more Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.